No, Adya, I cannot see your screen.
Yes, I'm just going to share it now. Just a
Okay.
second. Perfect. Can you see it now, Segun?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So if you could all mute yourself, please, so I can now do my seminar. All right, thank you. Right, so welcome to the May 2024 intake seminar. My name is Adia Imanova, and I am a senior education consultant and an immigration advisor at SI UK London. And today we will be talking about the May intake and how you can apply to UK universities starting in May. A little bit of the overview of today's presentation. So we will be talking about the deposit payment application and CAS deadlines. Then we will move on to the popular courses and universities for May 2024 intake. Then I will briefly talk about the entry requirements for each study level. So for undergraduate, postgraduate, foundation, international year 1 and pre-master courses. And also we will talk about tuition fees, accommodation, living costs, student visa application, and how SIUK can help you with your university application and admission. Then at the end of the seminar, we will have the Q&A session as well. So to start off, we will just tell you that it's not too late to apply to a university and start from May. So if you are a student who have missed a January intake, so if you wanted to study in September or January 2024, but then you missed that intake, that's not a problem at all, because you can start your course in April, May, or June this year. So in a couple of months' time, you can be studying at a UK university. And you can do a course ranging from business to computer science to engineering to law and many other courses. So in case you've missed a January intake or you just want to apply to a university now, you can start in a few months' time. So regarding the application deadline, so you need to be aware that you would need to apply to a university quite soon if you want to start in May. So the application deadlines are generally at the end of March. Normally, it's at the end of March, but for some universities, it can be earlier. So some universities may have their deadlines closing soon. So I would say if you apply as soon as possible, that would be great. And for the CAS deadline, so if you are an international student, you may be aware that you will need a student visa to study in the UK. So if you are based in the UK, and if you can apply for your student visa within the UK, if the immigration rules allow it, then it will be easier for you. But if you are based outside the UK, you need to make sure that you apply to the university now, because then you need to ask for something called CAS from the university. CAS stands for Confirmation of Acceptance of Studies. And the deadlines for CAS would usually be at the end of April. Again, that depends on the university itself. Sometimes it can be earlier, sometimes universities can be more flexible, but normally with the CAS deadlines, universities have a set deadline, a fixed deadline. So the application deadline to apply, to send your application would be by the end of March for most universities. And to get your CAS, that would be the end of April. That's in most of the cases. And then as an international student, you will also be required to pay your deposit fee payment. So the deposit fee is a part of your tuition fees, which ranges between £2,000 and £5,000. So depending on the university again, and that's part of your tuition fees. And you need to pay your deposit fee to secure your place at a university. So normally, let's say you apply to the university, you get your offer. If you've fulfilled all your conditions, so that's usually the academic requirements. and also an English language certificate. So if you've got those documents, then you should be able to get an unconditional offer. Then apply for your CAS by paying your deposit fee, and then apply for your student visa. Some courses may start in April as well, or June, July, depending on your IELTS score as well. Because if you want to do a foundation year, let's say, there are some courses starting in June as well, and you will do a slightly longer foundation year if you need more time, if you got a lower IELTS score, for example. So moving on to the popular courses and universities for May 2024 intake. So there are some universities which are offering a May intake, and I've just be giving you some examples of the universities. So the first university is Coventry University, and Coventry University is based in Coventry, and also they have a London campus as well. So the main campus is in Coventry, and this university has many intakes throughout the year. The next intake would be May 2024 intake, and there is a list of some of the courses. So this list is so it doesn't show you all the courses. But there are some examples, such as a Master's of Science in Civil Engineering Project Management, then a Master's of Electrical and Electronic Civil Oil and Gas Engineering, a Master's in Pharmacology and Drug Discovery, a Master's in Global Healthcare Management, a Master's in Artificial Intelligence and Human Factors or Cybersecurity. And on the right-hand side, you can see the tuition fees. So these are approximate tuition fees for the May 2024 intake. And if you are coming from an EU country, so if you are from Europe, from EU, you may be eligible for the EU support bursary, and you may be eligible for home fee status. So you may be paying home fees instead of international fees if you are from any EU country. And in London campus, Coventry University has some of the bachelor degree programs as well, such as Global Business Management, an MBA in Global Business, an MBA in International Marketing, a Global Finance, MSc, a Master's in Management, and there are some tuition fees for you as well. You can take a picture of this slide if you wish, and yes, so the approximate tuition fees would be ranging from 18,000 to £20,000. There are some partial scholarships available, for example, if you're from an EU country. Then we have Ulster University in London and Birmingham as well. So they have two campuses, one in London and the other one is in Birmingham, which are running a May intake. So for the upcoming intake, which is May, they have a few courses available as well. So this table does not represent all the courses. This is just an example for you to just have an idea what kind of courses you can be applying for. So they have an MSc in Computer Science with Business Development. Then they also have an MSc in International Business with Data Analytics. And there are the tuition fees, so it will be it will be lower, between 13 to 15,000 pounds for a master's degree, which is a 12 months long course. And for students who fall short of the entry requirements and who don't meet the requirements for master's degree, they have an extended master's degree courses available, and that's for 15 months, and it will be called extended master's international business with data analytics. They have some other courses available as well, not just international business, but it's for students who, let's say, they got a GPA of 2 instead of 2.5, then they can get onto one of these programs. So basically they can do some preparation course and masters, but at the end of the program you will graduate with a master's diploma, and the fee will be slightly higher, but that's for a longer course. And then the University of Law, they have campuses across the UK, including Birmingham, Leeds, London, and Manchester. So depending on the course that you will be doing, you will be studying in one of these locations. So they have MSc in Project Management starting from May 2024. Then they also have an LLM in Corporate Governance, MSc in Leadership and Human Resource Management, and these are the approximate tuition fees as well. So regarding the foundation year or pre-masters international year one. So we have some of the pathway colleges available. For example, Brunel University London Pathway College. So it's based in Uxbridge in London, Zone 6, and they have a range of courses available in foundation and pre-masters as well. So they have foundation in business management, information and computer science, and also pre-masters in business management, engineering, design, English, environmental sciences, information and computer science, law, all starting from May 2024, and they're still open for applications. So I would advise you to apply as soon as possible if you want to start from May, and if you need a foundation year or pre-masters. And the tuition fees would be about 16,650. And if you are coming from an EU country, again, you may be eligible for a reduced tuition fee, and you may be paying the same as home students. So that will be £11,500 for the program. Upon completion of your foundation year or pre-masters at Brunel Pathway College, you will be able to progress to Brunel University from January. So normally you would start in May 2024, and you will finish your course in December 2024. So the same year, so you can start your undergraduate if you've done your foundation, or postgraduate if you've done your pre-masters from January 2025. And there's also Kaplan Pathway College available. They have different locations, again, depending on the university that you're interested in and the course as well. So they have foundation in business, law, social sciences, science and engineering, and also pre-masters in business, economics and finance, law and social sciences. And upon successful completion of your foundation year or pre-masters course, you can then progress to the University of Liverpool, Nottingham, UWE, etc. So all depends on the course, again, you're applying for. And the tuition fees would range from 19,000 to 23,000 pounds. But again, these are just approximate tuition fees. So now that I have explained to you about the different programs and universities which are popular for the May 2024 intake, I will just briefly tell you about different study levels. So in case you are an international student, you would need to do an international foundation program. So for most international students, they need to do this program. It's a one-year preparation program designed for international students to progress to undergraduate degree course. So to progress to a bachelor's degree course, you need to do a foundation year. However, some countries, they have a similar education system as we have in the UK. So for those students, you may not need to do a foundation year. But for most countries, students coming from those countries, they will most likely need to do this foundation year. Or there's a different course, which is called the International Year 1. So it's also for 1 year. It's almost the same as the foundation year, but the difference is the International Year 1 is more competitive and more intensive. So the entry requirements will be slightly higher, because after the International Year 1, students are able to progress to a direct Year 2 entry of the undergraduate degree course. So instead of 4 years, you will do 3 years in total. But again, that depends on your high school grade. If you've got quite a good grade, then you may be eligible for the International Year 1 program. And we have a pre-masters course as well. A pre-masters is a preparation for entering a master's degree course. So it's also for international students. But that's also, all these programs are not just for international students. They are also designed for students, even if it's a student who met all the requirements to progress to a direct undergraduate degree course or a master's degree course, but maybe they want to improve their English, or maybe they just want to have these academic skills improved before they go on to their undergraduate or postgraduate study. So it could be a student who has a gap year between when they graduated from high school or undergraduate degree course, and they want to get back to education. So for them, it would be quite good to do one of these preparation courses as well. And the courses availability for for May 2024 would be business, accounting and finance. So business management or anything related to business would be quite popular for May. Life sciences as well, engineering, computer science, humanities and social sciences. So you would normally do some English courses as part of the curriculum, and also a few academic subjects, depending on the course that you've applied for. And in terms of the entry requirements, to get onto the foundation year or the international year 1, you will need to finish your high school. So normally high school is 11 or 12 years. And for pre-masters, you would need to have your bachelor's degree diploma, either ordinary or honors. Moving on to the undergraduate study level, it's a level 6. So foundation was level 3. The international year 1 was is level 4, and pre-masters is level 6 as well. But undergraduate study is level 6. So for undergraduate study is a 3-year course in the UK. And the courses which are available, which would be running from May 2024, are usually business management, accounting and finance, marketing, MBA. Sorry, MBA is for postgraduate. So anything to do with business-related courses. Computer science as well is quite popular. Some of these courses may already be closed. For example, nursing. They have courses starting from April, but you need to apply quite early in advance. But for the rest of the programs, you can still apply. And in case you want to do a placement year, which is an internship lasting 1 year, then your course will last for 4 years instead of 3. But then at the end of the year, you will have this experience. So you will gain some professional experience. And usually you do your placement year between your 2nd year and your final year. And in terms of the admissions requirements, for the undergraduate study, you need to successfully complete your high school if you are eligible. So if, let's say, you've done 12 years or 13 years of high school, you may be eligible to progress to a direct year 1 entry of an undergraduate study without doing your foundation year. Or for students who need to do a foundation year, they do foundation year or the international year 1, and then they progress to the undergraduate study. And last but not least, we will talk about a postgraduate study, which is level 7, or a PhD, which is level 8. So a postgraduate study is a 1-year long course, which is 12 months long in total. And it's basically you do your postgraduate after you've done your bachelor's degree. Sometimes it's possible to do your postgraduate, which is a master's course, if you've got 15 or 20 years of work experience and you've only got your high school diploma. Sometimes in these cases, it's also possible, but very rarely. So you normally need to have your bachelor's degree first, and then you can progress to your postgraduate course. And we have some courses availability starting from May 2024. So that would usually be MBA, as I said, international business management, marketing, project management. Computer science is quite popular as well. Then some law courses as well, engineering and psychology, nursing as well. But then again, as I said, for nursing, it may be closed. In case you want to do a placement year, sometimes universities call it a sandwich year or an internship or advanced placement. Your course will last 2 years instead of 1. But then again, you'll gain some experience if you opt in for the placement year. And in terms of the entry requirements for postgraduate study, you would need to successfully complete your bachelor's degree. And for a PhD is level 8. You need to have either bachelor's or master's degree diploma, ideally master's with a merit, and a research proposal as well. So in case you want to do your placement here, on the left-hand side, there are some companies. There are some companies that universities in the UK work with. So you could be doing your placement here in NHS or in IBM, in Coca-Cola, in Canon, PwC, anywhere. It's just you will need to find your placement here, but the university will be able to help you with that. Then, so overall, if you've done your foundation year, it's a bridging program between your high school and the undergraduate study. And it's 1 year or 8 or 9 months. And so once you've done your foundation year, then you will get a foundation certificate, which will allow you to apply for an undergraduate course. Then we have the undergraduate course, which is a bachelor's degree, which is normally a 3-year course leading to a bachelor's of arts, bachelor's of science, bachelor's of engineering. Then we have also a 4-year bachelor's degree course leading to an MSCI. So a 4-year degree, which means you will combine your bachelor's degree with a master's degree as well. And you can graduate with an MSCI, a master's of engineering, a master's of computer science, etc. Then we have a master's degree course, which is a 1-year course leading to a master's of arts, master's of science, or master's of research. And we have a PhD, which is a research award program, and it's between 3 and 4 years. It's an independent research course, which involves a supervisor. So unlike all the rest of the programs, a research program or a master's of research, so these courses are not taught programs, which means you're not going to have lectures or seminars. You will just be doing your independent research, and you will have a supervisor as well. So how much it will cost? For the tuition fees, you should expect paying around from 16 to 28,000 pounds per academic year for foundation, pre-masters, international year 1, bachelor's, master's, or PhD courses. For living expenses, usually you would need between 6,000 to 12,000 pounds. So normally, if you live in London, if your university is based in London, you need to have at least 12,000 pounds for your living expenses. That will include your accommodation and also some other living expenses. And for accommodation, so there are some universities which are offering fully catered option as well, or self-catered as well. But most, 99% of universities will have their student accommodation, and you would normally sign a contract up to 52 weeks, I believe, about 50 weeks. So for the whole year, if you want to stay in a student residency. And normally the student residency would cost around from 6,500 pounds to 12,000 pounds, depending on the room type as well. Or if you want to stay in a studio, it will be more expensive. But yes, so it depends on the type of accommodation. And in terms of the documents, so if you are ready to apply for the upcoming May intake, then you will need to have some of these documents, which is your personal statement is one of the key components. So here at SIUK, we can help you with your personal statement editing, and we can also help you edit your reference letter. So for the undergraduate application, you will need one reference letter from either your teacher or your manager from work. So if you've just graduated from your high school, then you would need your academic reference letter. But if you have some study gap and it's impossible for you to get in touch with your teacher in your high school, then it's also possible to submit your employer reference letter. And for master's degree programs, you will need at least 1 or 2 reference letters. So it depends on the university. Some universities will ask you for 2 references. And in that case, ideally it needs to be one academic and the other one is employer reference. Then you will need to have your passport, of course, any previous UK study visas, if you had any. Then a copy of your CV, if you had any study gap, detailing your professional work experience or what you've been doing since you graduated from your high school or undergraduate course. Then usually there is no application fee for direct applications for May intake. And if you are looking to apply for a PhD starting in May, then you need to have your research proposal. If it's an arts program, such as in interior design or architecture, then you need a portfolio as well. So this is just a list of all the required documents, but then again, universities may ask for more documents. So these are, I would say, the most important documents, but then further information may be required to submit to a university upon request. So, and I will tell you that you will also need to have an English language proficiency test. So if you are coming from a non-English language speaking country, then you will need to prove that you know English on certain level. So if you are applying for a foundation international year 1 or pre-masters, then you will need to take IELTS UKVI. It has to be UKVI. That's for if you will be applying for the student visa, and for the rest of the programs. So if you're applying for your undergraduate course or postgraduate course, then you can take IELTS UKVI, Pearson Academic, TOEFL. Some universities are accepting Duolingo as well to make it easier for students to apply, and some other universities may have their own internal English language tests, but it depends on the university. So it's best to contact us so we can advise you further. And now moving on to the student visa application. So as an immigration advisor at SIUK London, I will be responsible for your student visa application in case you wish to apply with us. So you will need to make sure you have 3 things in place. The first thing is to have an unconditional offer from a university. That means you need to meet English language and academic requirements. Then you need to have CAS, Confirmation of Acceptance for Studies. So if you're applying with SIUK, our consultants will help you get in touch with the university and get your CAS as well. And you would need to have a sufficient amount of funds in your bank account to apply for your student visa. A student visa is a points-based type of visa, which means you need to achieve 70 points in order to get your visa granted. So the first 50 points are awarded for CAS, which is a Confirmation of Acceptance of Studies. And normally you get your CAS once you meet all the requirements and pay your deposit fee, then you get your CAS. And the next 10 points will be awarded for your maintenance, for meeting the maintenance requirements, which means you need to have enough funds. So you can prove it with a bank statement. So you can show your own bank statements or your parents' bank statements. But if you are showing your parents' bank statements, you need to have a birth certificate, original and translated as well, to prove your family relationships. And you will also need to have a parent sponsorship letter. So again, if you're applying with SIUK London, we can help you gather all the documents and send you some sample letters as well if needed. And you can also prove your maintenance with a loan. In case you're applying for a loan as well, you can send us your student loan letter. And the next 10 points are usually awarded for the English language proficiency requirements. So once you've done your IELTS and you've met your requirements for your undergraduate or postgraduate level, then you got your 10 points. So overall, it's 70 points. And if you've ticked all those points, then your visa should be granted. So in terms of the maintenance, how to meet the maintenance requirements and how much money, how much funds you need to have in place depends on the tuition fees. So let's say your tuition fees are £20,000 for the first year, and you live in London. So your university is based in London. Then in that case, you need to have £12,006, at least £12,006. That's the immigration rules. That's what the immigration rule states. You need to have £12,006 for your living expenses, plus your tuition fees. So let's say your tuition fees are £20,000 plus, if your university is based in London, then you need to have £32,006 for in your bank account or your parents' bank account, or your student loan letter must say that you have at least £32,000. And then this amount of money needs to be held in your account for at least 28 consecutive days before you can apply for your student visa. And in case your university is based outside of London, somewhere in Manchester or Leeds, in Brighton, let's say, then you need to show a slightly lower amount of money for your maintenance requirements, which is £9,207. So roughly £9,500 plus your tuition fees. Yes, so these are the requirements. And as you know, you can do as many postgraduate courses as you want in the UK, as long as you can prove in your personal statements and state the reasons why you wish to do another postgraduate course if you've already done one in the UK. And there is a 5-year limit for undergraduate courses, with some course exceptions such as architecture, medicine, dentistry, veterinary medicine and science, music studies, and some law programs. And if you are aged 18 and over, then you can only do these courses such as A-level, International Year 1, for up to 2 years. And once you will be submitting your visa application, you need to be aware of these costs as well. So it costs £490 to apply for your student visa from either within the UK or outside the UK. So it's the same fee for a standard application service, and you will also need to pay something called IHS, which stands for the Immigration Health Surcharge. And it's calculated at the end of your application, and it's normally based on the duration of your course. So it's £776 per year, but it will be calculated depending on the length of your course. So it's the same fee for students who are applying from within the UK or outside the UK. But in terms of the decision, it takes 3 weeks, around 3 weeks to get a decision from the Home Office if you are applying from outside the UK. And if you're applying from inside the UK, it takes usually 8 weeks. So if you want to get your decision faster, then you can apply for the priority visa service. It has an additional fee. And also you'll be able to find that fee on the website. But it's around £250 or £300. And you will hear back from the UKVI within the next 5 working days. But again, there may be some delays, so it's best to apply now, get your visa sooner as well, and come to the UK to study on time. And as you may have heard, from January 2024, students who will be applying for their postgraduate study will no longer be able to bring their dependents unless they are applying for a Masters of Research program or a PhD course, which is RQF level 8. And if you are bringing any dependents, you also need to be aware that you need to show sufficient amount of funds for them as well. So for each dependent, it's £845 for London and £680 for any other location. You need to multiply it by 9. So an 845 times 9, it will be about £7,000 for each of your dependents. And they will also need to pay the IHS fee. Your family member can study or work in the UK as they wish, but not as a doctor, dentist, professional sports person, or coach. And once you finish your course, then you can go into different routes. So there are different routes for you. You can apply for a graduate visa. Previously, it was called a PSW visa. And after your undergraduate or postgraduate course, it's granted for 2 years. But if it's a PhD, then it will be valid for 3 years. Then you can also apply for a skilled worker visa, but that requires a sponsorship from your employer. You can also get a global talent visa or an innovator founder visa. So there are many options for you to gain some work experience in the UK once you graduate from a university. And if you apply from May this year, then you will graduate sooner as well. You don't have to wait until September this year. In case you're ready to apply, so we are the university specialists. So our company is called SIUK, and we are a global education consultancy, and we have 92 offices around the world with an office in London as well. So you can always come to our London office if you're based here to have a counseling session with one of our consultants, or we can arrange an online counseling session with you. So we give expert advice on university admissions for all UK universities. So we work with over 100 UK universities, and we provide free and impartial advice, but there are also some additional services available. So we normally contact universities on your behalf, and we make sure that from the date of your inquiry, you get all the support and you successfully enroll if you apply with us. One of our popular service is called Premium, and we help students to choose suitable courses and universities. We help them apply for up to 3 to 5 universities, complete their application forms as well on students' behalf. And we make sure that all the rest of the documents are edited, including the personal statement, CV, and references. And we make sure that all the applications are submitted, tracked, and managed, and that you get a guaranteed offer as well. In case you wish to get in touch with us, feel free to email us at info@studying-uk.com or give us a call on this number on the screen so you can take a picture. So right now I'll be taking questions, and there will be a Q&A session with students who are attending today. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. And if you have any question, please, you can post it in the chat box. I think it will be better if you just put it in the chat box, any question that you may have, and I will be able to answer it now. Thank you again for listening. So I'll be taking questions now.
Thank you, Adia, for this presentations. We have a few students who have asked questions, and if any other students have any questions, you can unmute your mic then and ask. So there's a student asking, so those wanting to start during the September intake, shouldn't apply now or should they wait?
For the September intake. So you can either, so if your course, depending on the course, you don't have to wait. I would say it's best to apply early to avoid any disappointment, because depending on the university, so some universities, even for the September intake, may be closing soon as well. So it depends on the places that they have as well. So some courses are quite popular, including nursing or some other healthcare programs. They may be quite competitive as well. So it's best to apply as early as possible. But also, if your program is running in May, you can even apply for the May intake as well.
Thank
I
you,
hope that
Adia.
answers your question.
There's another student asking, I would like to know about the differences between the UK and South African level qualifications. I have an architecture bachelor's degree according to the NQF levels in South Africa, which I believe is not the equivalent of UK architecture bachelor's degree. This means I cannot apply for master's level. Could I apply for third year entry in order to complete my UK level bachelor's qualification, or would I have to do a bridging master's course?
I would say I don't want to confirm anything now, but I would say if you can do NARIC, so if you can do a comparison, so I can actually send you the link. It's called ENIC actually, so they've changed the name. So even universities will ask you to compare the qualification which you gained from South Africa. If, let's say, universities are not able to identify what kind of level that you've done in South Africa, then you may be asked to compare your qualifications via ENIC. It's a website. I can post it here if you can wait. I will stop sharing the screen for now. So I would say the best thing to do is to contact us, to contact your consultant. So your consultant will be in touch with you sometime next week, but we will also be sending a presentation as well after this session. And then you can contact us and explain your qualifications. So one of the consultants can get back to you and clarify this for you. But I would say in the meantime, you can, just a second, you can have a look at this website. It's called UK ENIC. So basically they compare any international qualifications with UK qualifications. And once you've compared your qualification, then it will say on the statement if it's level RQF level 6. If it's RQF level 6, then it's a bachelor's degree program, and then you can apply for your master's. Yes, so I'll just put it in the chat box. Okay. Just put the link in the chat box. So I hope you can see it now. I just put it in the chat box. It's called ENIC. So you can have a look at this website. But before sending your qualification to ENIC, just get in touch with SIUK team, and then we can advise you further.
Thank you, Adya. There's another student asking about personal statement. They're asking, if I write the statement, can you edit it, or there is a cost for the personal statement with SIUK?
Yes, so depends on the service. You can apply with us for free as well. Depends on the service that you're using. We can edit your personal statement as well for free. If you are applying with SIUK London, then you would need to apply with us. We can also advise you on the universities that you can apply to, and then we can edit your personal statement, yes.
Thank you, Adya. There are a few other questions as well. Just give me a moment. Yes, so Janio, is Janio there? He had some questions.
Yes, Janio,
Hello.
if you can. Hi, hello.
Yes. Hi, hello. Yeah, I just want to quick ask you regarding what you just say here. So I just want to let you know, I'm currently I'm studying at Regent College as a business management. So that's what I want to ask you. I want to apply because I really want to study about the law, even though, yeah. Is that okay if I want to apply for 2 different university at the same time? Is that okay?
Absolutely, yes. You can apply to as many universities as you want. So you said that you are doing your business and management course.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Right. And now you'd like to apply for law?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So in that case, if you are doing your bachelor's degree and you want to apply for law, you would need to do a conversion course in law. So that's called a PGDL program. Sometimes universities call it a Masters of Law conversion course, and that takes you up to 1 year. So it's normally a 9-month course. And then you can do your LLM or a legal training course.
Okay. So do I need any of are you going to require me to submit any documents from me or?
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to, would you like to start from May?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I want to make sure first before I want to start on May. I want to make sure everything's clear because I'm currently studying at the Regent College as a business management. So I don't want to mix up like everything. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. So if you want to become a lawyer, then you have to do a conversion course. Or another option for you is to do a bachelor's degree in law, which will take 2 years. So you can apply for either law, which is senior status 2-year course, but it's a bachelor's degree course. Or you can do it's not a pre-master's degree, it's a master's conversion in law, which is called PGDL. Which is
Okay.
for 1 year only. But the difference between two is for the PGDL is it's a more intensive course because you basically do everything. So all the modules that students do in 2 or 3 years of their undergraduate study, they do it in 1 year. It's quite intensive, but it's still possible to do it. And you will need to do a conversion course in law. Or if you want to do another bachelor's in law, it will be 2 years. It's called LLB Law Senior Status for 2 years. And then you can apply for your master's in law if you wish.
Okay. So what about the fees? Because right now I'm studying, I got a financial support from SFE. Right? So when I want to study law, is going to impact what I study now or?
So for the fees, the tuition fees, as explained in the slides earlier, would range depending on the university, but that would range from 16,000 to 28,000 pounds per academic year. So it really depends on the university that you're applying to, and if you apply for some partial scholarships as well, if there are any, or if you get the loan, it depends on the conditions of your loan as well. I would say it's best to contact our consultants. So Janio, if you can leave your email address in the chat box if you want to proceed further, then we will email you.
Okay, I will do now.
Yes, so you will all, so all the students, you will all receive an email from SA UK. So then feel free to get back to us, and then we can help you with your application.
Sorry, Adia, sorry to cut
Yes.
you. Janio, we already have your email address, so we'd be able to get in touch with you.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So do you mind if I, just in case, can I just send you my phone number, just in case yeah, if you don't mind, yeah. I just want
Absolutely,
to-
yes. Sure.
Janio, can you just send Adia on, just send it privately, because this is live stream and we don't want your number to be circulating everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Yeah.
Thank you, Shagun. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
so I can see that Faith has a question. If you can unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat box.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi, Faith.
Yeah, I have some question. Like, currently I am in a third year student as a nurse, and then I will graduate next year. But I was planning to process all the paper here, because next year I want to pursue to apply now early as possible, because next year I'm gonna graduate. So I want to pursue to become a doctor.
Yes, I can
hear
hear
me?
you. The line is breaking up a little bit, but I can hear you. So you wanted to apply for medicine next year, right? September 2025.
Yes, to
Yes,
become a
yes.
doctor.
So
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and also it's possible to have a full scholarship.
So usually, if you require a student visa and if you are an international student, the scholarships are not that popular for medicine programs, because medicine programs are quite competitive, and usually international students need to self-fund their studies. But you can explore options on the university website, and then you can also explore the options of taking loans, possibly.
Okay, but it is possible to process this year?
To
Like
study
early
this
as
year? No, to
process all
start.
the paper.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes. So if you want to start your medicine course, undergraduate or postgraduate, starting from September 2025, there is a deadline, which is in October this year. So you have to apply by October this year. It's the 15th of October 2024. That's when you'll have to submit your application for any medicine course.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, just before I take any other questions, I would like to inform all students who are interested in a postgraduate study. There will be the open day that SAUK is hosting on the 21st of March. So the 21st of March, which is in 2 weeks' time, on Thursday, the 21st of March, from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. UK time, there will be the postgraduate open day. It will be via Zoom as well, online. You will be able to meet some universities, and they will also tell you more about their May intake programs. So among the universities, we have the University of Dundee, the University of Strathclyde. They are both based in Scotland. Then we have Kingston University, Reading, Westminster, and West London. So you will have a chance to speak to one of these universities if you attend the open day on the 21st of March. So is there any other question at all?
Yes.
Sure.
I would like to ask you one more here, and then I just want to let you know here, because I'm a EU citizen. That's why I got a financial support from SFE, right? So when I want to apply to another university and to doing another course instead of the one that I had now, Is that okay? Is that SFE will allow me to do that?
To be honest with you, Janio, I'm not aware of this type of loan, so you need to double check with them. So what is written in the conditions of that loan?
Okay.
We can
Okay.
help you with the university application and we can help you get an offer, but that's something that you need to clarify with the loan company and check if you can do another master's or another bachelor's degree.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, I prefer to talk with you more.
Sure.
The
So
phone
that's
or
something,
email.
yeah, so that's something that you'll need to find out from the company where you are taking the loan from. But in terms of the university application, we will be more than happy to help you. Again,
Okay.
as my colleague Shagun said, we will be in touch with you via email. So please feel free, Janio and others, to get back to us and we will help you apply.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So is there any other questions at all?
Adya, we had a few more
Yes.
questions. Sorry to cut you again. There was a student asking if SIUK works with the universities in Ireland.
Absolutely, yes. We do work with pretty much all the universities in Ireland. So I will need to know where you're from. So if you are from EU or outside of EU, because there's a different application process for students who are coming from EU or from the rest of the countries. Yes,
Good
but we
afternoon.
do work, yes. Hi, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, my name is Svetlana, and I also left a message in the general chat, or I don't know, but it's not seen, it's not paid attention to. I'm really frustrated about that. But my question was, is if I have now my diploma compared to the British system, which is a bachelor with honors. I'm from Ukraine, yeah, and I'm currently in Ukraine. I graduated from pedagogical university. So I studied teacher training course. I was studying there for 5 years, but in the UK it was compared not to a master's degree, but a bachelor, unfortunately. Yes, so they researched everything, including the hours and including my hours of research work, and made a decision to give me a bachelor's with honors degree. Can I apply now to university to get a master's degree or even PhD? So what should I do for that? Thank you.
Right. Hi, Svetlana. Thank you for your question. Yes, so basically you've done your bachelor's degree in Ukraine and you would like to apply for a master's course in the UK. Yes, you can apply for master's. I would say apply for master's first, because if your previous qualification is equivalent to a bachelor's degree course, then it makes sense to apply for a master's course. It's a 1-year course. And yes, so I think it will be better for you to apply for a master's course rather than PhD, because for PhD you need to have a research proposal. If you don't have your proposal, then it's best to do your master's first, yes, to get some experience.
Yeah, in terms of fees, should I double check with other resources? Yeah, so or which university is based in London? Because I'm located in London, and it would be better. But you know what I'm worrying about? Because I need to work, I have to work. And is there an opportunity of extramural studies, or how is it in English? Like not to study every day or just only do some assignments independently?
Right. So for the universities in London, there are some universities which are offering more flexible approach for students who are working full-time. So there's the University of Birkbeck, for example. They're doing evening classes. The classes start normally at 6 p.m. So that's quite good for students who are working full-time.
Employed. Yeah.
Exactly, yes. For students who have work commitments, then it's good for them. There are some other universities as well which are offering these flexible modes of studies where students can do, let's say, one a day in the weekday, so let's say Wednesday, and the weekend as well. If you want to do, there are also courses which are blended learning courses, so both, where you basically do some studies online and then you come to the university sometimes, maybe once a week, but really depends on the university, on the course. Some courses cannot be taught online at all as well. Really depends what you would like to do.
And so is it obvious to choose the same qualification. For example, according to my diploma, I'm a teacher of English and German languages, including world literature. So it's quite extended in Ukraine. But so I currently work at a primary school. So is there something close to that? Because actually, I wouldn't like to choose something completely different. Maybe so it could be linguistic, something about languages. Yeah, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. If you want to work as a teacher, then the best way would be to do the best course for you would be PGCE if you want to become a teacher in a primary or secondary school. So it's PGCE teaching English, especially if you've done English literature, right? And yes, so you've done English in your bachelor's degree, then yes, you can apply for the PGCE course to become a teacher.
Yeah. Can you please tell me, so are there any, I don't know, maybe a flexible system for payments for Ukrainians? Because I've read a lot of universities offer a quite range program for Ukrainian students.
Yes, absolutely. So for Ukrainian students, if you have your residence permit in the UK, which you do, I believe, yes, then you can so you can apply for the student finance, which is a loan. So you will be paying home fees as well, and you are eligible for the loan. You will be eligible for the loan if you meet the requirements. And in terms of if you want to self-fund your studies or pay your studies in installments, that's something that can be discussed with a university on a case by case.
Okay, so it depends. So I need to go to a specific university. I would like to apply for
yes, usually what happens is if you don't need a student visa in the UK, they are more flexible. All universities will be more flexible with taking payments. So you can pay maybe every month, or usually you would need to pay for each term. So there are 3 terms per year. So before you start each term, then you will be required to pay some fees. But it can be negotiated with the university that you could be paying maybe for each month. But again, well, it's easier for you if you don't need a student visa because you already have your BRP in the UK. Then it's actually easier.
I have my BRP, and if a student's visa is given to a person, to a migrant, for example, if a master's degree takes 1 year to complete, is it given for a year as well? I mean, student's visa, or which are the terms of student visa valid for?
Sure. So the student visa is valid for the duration of the course. So if you're applying for your undergraduate, which is a 3 or 4 year course, your visa will be valid for 3 or 4 years. If it's for master's, then for 1 or 2 years. Depends on the duration.
Then it doesn't like make any difference. So of course, if I'm on BRP, so of course. And you say that master's degree to complete takes 1 year. One academic year, right?
1 year.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
When should I apply? So academic year starts also in September for students, right?
Yes. So the next academic intake is May. So you can start from May. Yes, May 2024. There are many courses available to start from May. So if you want to learn more about the courses that you are interested in, feel free to get back to us. So we will be emailing all the students. And if you want to proceed further with us, then you can email us back and we will get back to you. Yes.
And I'm going to be honest with you. So I would like to seek maybe for an opportunity to do it for the most available discount or something like that, because I'm the only supplier in my family, and it would be hard for me just to cover students' fees as well. So if some universities can offer me such an opportunity for extramural studies, so I would look at that offer, of course.
Right, sure. We can have a look at it. If you can contact us, then we can have a look at it into your case. So we will have to
remind something. Yeah.
Yes, sure. We'll have to finish the presentation now, the session
Yeah.
now, because it's just a 1 hour session. So again,
Yeah,
Svetlana,
sorry.
if you have any questions, please get back to us. You can email us at info@studying-uk.com, as well as to other students as well. So if you have any other questions, or if we have not answered your question, we're sorry, but we're running out of time, so we'll have to finish now. Yes, please feel free to contact us at info@studying-uk.com. And we will also be in touch with you after the seminar. We will email you all with the presentation as well. Feel free to get back to us. Thank you
Okay,
so much
thank you
for
for
attending
your
the
reply.
session.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Can I
for
ask a
attending the session.
question,
Thank you.
please?
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.